What's up guys, welcome back to another tier list video. Guys, I am finally done with Diary of a Wimpy Kid tier lists. This time I'm actually going to rank something else. I made a tier list of the Ice Age movies, and in this video I'm going to talk about them and explain why I ranked them as I did. Since there are just 5 Ice Age movies, I decided to place one movie in each tier, so I have 5 tiers: S, A, B, C, and D. I am going to start with my least favorite Ice Age movie and continue my way up to the best one. Now, let's go. So, coming up as my least favorite Ice Age movie, I have Ice Age 2, The Meltdown. Now, I think all the Ice Age movies are good, so being my least favorite is not as bad as you guys think. I actually enjoyed the second one, but the reason I put it as the worst one is because not so much happened. The ice started to melt, and Manny, Sid, Diego, and the pack had to move from the area they were in. They had to move to another place, and there were 2 fishes that followed them. They swimmed in the water because the ice melted to the water, and the villains, which were the fishes, could swim in it. And that was a cool idea. I think at least that the villains were good in the movie. In the movie, we got to see Diego's fear from water. That was the movie he was most weak in, because there was so much water everywhere. The movie was fine. It had a plot, and we also got introduced to characters like Ellie and the two rats, and they were funny. And the movie also had a very good musical from the Hawks. I really liked that song. I liked the start where everyone was playing, had a great time, and then suddenly the ice just collapsed and starting to melt, and it was some chaos in the movie for sure. The pack defeated the fishes, which were the villains, and they all made it safe to the place they were going to. It was a place where they were supposed to be safe from the flood, and they accomplished that. And that was The Meltdown. As I said, the reason I put it as the worst one out of them is because it didn't give as much as the other movies. The other ones are very good, at least the top 3. Okay, so my 4th favorite Ice Age movie, Ice Age Collision Course. This movie was good. It was not one of the best ones. That's why it's not on top 3. But I actually enjoyed the movie. I like the idea of space being involved, and that Scrat is playing in this UFO, destroying everything with the planets, and makes a meteorite going towards Earth. The whole goal with the movie is to stop this big meteorite from hitting Earth and destroying the mammals and all living creatures on it. And Bucky returns from Ice Age 3, which was very cool. I really liked Bucky, so I think it was very cool that they brought him back. And he's making this plan for how to stop the meteorite, and everyone is following him with the plan. And the villains in the movie are 3 big dino birds that's mad on Bucky and wants to take revenge. But later they team up with the mammals to save the planet, because they understand that they are not going to survive the meteorite. The reason I liked Collision Course more than The Meltdown is because it happened more, and Sid got a girlfriend. Remember that? After 5 movies, we first get to see Sid in Ice Age 1 as this lonely loser, and finally, after 5 movies, he gets a girlfriend. That reminds me of the Geotopia, which was this crystal diamond place. We got introduced to the llama and, of course, Sid's girlfriend. And I think it was a very cool idea. I know that this movie are for some people the worst one, but for me, it's not the worst one. And I think Blue Sky Studios actually did a decent job on this movie. Okay, now we are at the top 3. Coming up as my third favorite Ice Age movie, I have the first one, the original Ice Age. Now, this movie is the one that starts the all. The franchise, we got introduced to Scrat, Manny, Sid, and Diego. Manny, Sid, and Diego are 3 different creatures, characters, living in their own lives, and they meet up with each other and makes a team. And I think that's a very cool idea. The story in the first movie is so good. I love the story. Ice Age 1 is also the only movie with humans. We see no humans in the other movies, just the first one. So the goal of the movie is to bring back this baby. The baby's mother just let him to Manny, and it's Manny, Sid, and Diego's job to bring him back to the humans, because it was not safe for the baby to be with the mom, because there was a pack of saber-toothed tigers, and Diego was actually a member of that pack first. I like the idea of having Diego as a member of the villains, and then later on he becomes one of the pack. That was very cool. I like that idea. So Diego is actually in the start like tricking Manny and Sid to lead the way to the pack so they can eat the baby, because the tigers want to eat the baby, but Manny and Sid of course doesn't want them to do that. But later on Diego actually feels sorry for the baby, so he starts to help Manny and Sid, and the final battle is very epic, because Diego is like fighting his dad. The movie is very good, but the reason it's not my favorite is because the animation is not the best. Of course, the movie came out like in 2001, so I can understand that the animation is not so good as it is today. Sometimes throughout the movie it can be a little boring. The scene with the birds and the watermelon was very fun. I just think that the next 2 movies on the list like was more exciting, and it happened more in these movies. But I still think the first one was better than the 5th and the 2nd, and it's a very good introduction to the franchise. Coming up at A tier as number 2, I have Ice Age 3, The Dawn of the Dinosaur. This was actually the first Ice Age movie I saw as a little kid, and I could see it endless amounts of time. I loved that movie. I just liked the idea with dinosaurs and these mammals fighting dinosaurs. We got to a whole new place in the Ice Age universe. The Jungle Man, which was underground, this ice all the time. We also got introduced to characters like Bucky, which was very cool. He was not as good in the 5th one as in the 3rd one, in my opinion. But he was, of course, still pretty nice in each movies. But in the 5th one, he was a little weird with the pumpkin and stuff. In the 3rd one, the whole like plot or goal is basically to give birth to Peaches, and there are like dinosaurs trying to stop them, and the main villain in the movie is Rudy, the gray dinosaur, which had a like backstory with Bucky, and it was very cool. I liked the idea of the whole movie. The plot was good, and of course Peaches got born in the end of the movie, and she was cute. There was also this dinosaur mom with the 3 kids, which played with Sid and the eggs, and I just loved that movie, man. It was a very big part of my childhood, and I remember watching it a lot with my friends too. Yeah, and it was like Sid, Manny, and Diego, which got down there in the jungle, and they meet a lot of challenges with the flower, of course, with the dinosaurs, obviously. And yeah, it was a very cool movie. I think the rats were down there too. The reason this movie is not my favorite Ice Age movie is because number 1 is so good in my opinion. I really liked the idea of the number 1. Ice Age 4, Continental Drift. This movie is so underrated, man. I don't get it why people hate so much on it. For many people, this is the worst Ice Age movie. I enjoyed this movie so much. I remember watching this movie at cinemas with my mom, and I went out of the cinema and I just fell in love with the movie. I really liked the villains. the pirates, man. And Captain Gut, the captain of the pirates, I just loved the villains. And I'm very big fan of pirates. I think pirates are very cool. So bringing that to the Ice Age franchise was a very good idea, in my opinion. Now I can understand that people didn't like this movie because it's so different from the previous ones, and people say like, oh, you should just watch the three first, and that's the Ice Age trilogy for ya. Well, I think you should watch the fourth one if you like Ice Age. It is actually a must watch. I think the first one, the third one, and the fourth one, like my top three, are must watch Ice Age movies. The plot is that Manny, Sid, and Diego, of course, always the three main characters, get pushed back by the Continental Drift, and they are like floating on this iceberg. And for some reason, Granny is hiding in a tree on it, so she joins the adventure, and it's a super cool and enjoyable adventure, man. Like, we have the funny big crab scene with Sid, and of course, when the pirates meet them, it's very cool. They are like taking them to hostage. And yeah, like the reason all this happens is because of Scrat, of course, messing up with the thing inside of Earth. The Continental Drift happens where parts of the world are getting splitted. Ellie and Peaches are very worried back with the pack because, of course, the guys are on a dangerous adventure. Diego gets a girlfriend. The fight between Diego and Sarah is very cool. They also meet these hamsters, which helps them defeat the pirates. And in the final battle, we get to see this hedgehog, Louis, which is very brave and just throwing this rock on Captain Gut's foot. And it's a very funny battle scene. The final battle is very cool. And one thing I noticed in the movie is that Manny, Sid, Diego, and Granny, they destroy Captain Gut's ships 2 times or 3 throughout the movie. So Captain Gut always have to crack out new ships from the icebergs, and I think that was a pretty funny concept. I really liked how the ships also got bigger and stronger and upgraded in a way. And also Captain Gut had this whales, which helped him getting to places faster. Nothing more to say about the movie than that it's my favorite Ice Age movie. I really enjoyed it. I could rewatch it anytime. That was all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this Ice Age movies tier list. Tell me in the comments below where you rank the Ice Age movies and why. As always, remember to like and subscribe, and I am seeing you guys at the next tier list video.